What is going on, everyone? Anthony Drew Gary here, host of the How To Show, where we talk about optimizing life, money, and happiness one how to at a time. If you were paying any attention to the news last week, you heard that the Federal Reserve increased baseline interest rates for our country by 75 basis points, which is equal to 0.75%, 0.75%, however you want to say it, it's all the same. And if you believe that that is going to have a practical application to your mortgage life, if you are in the market for a mortgage, then trust your instincts, you are correct. Mortgage rates are on the rise. You've likely heard about this, but I want to spend some time this week talking about practically what it means from a budgeting standpoint to make sure that you're going in eyes wide open to how much house you can really afford. And so to do this, I'm going to share some mortgage calculator type of screen sharing. Switching over now. All right, so this is Bankrate's website for a mortgage calculator. I find this one to be the most useful because you can basically side by side this thing. You've got your home price and your down payment statistics on one side, and then you've got your property tax and your homeowner's insurance and your PMI that you can manipulate all in real time so that you can figure out what you've got in terms of a budget. So for practical purposes, let's talk about this as if we were trying to buy a house last year around this time. Interest rates for the 30-year mortgage was about 3.5%. You could get a house for 330 grand. You could put roughly 3% down or 10%. You're going to have some PMI on there. So let's plug in some PMI data here, probably $150 or so. And that gets you a monthly payment on that $330,000 house to $1898. So let's say, you want to keep your housing expenses somewhere in between 25 and maybe 35% of your take-home pay. And so let's say that number is only $1,500. You want to keep your mortgage payment to $1,500. So you can't really manipulate a whole bunch of these tabs to get yourself a dramatic decrease in payment except for home price. And so if 330 doesn't get you to that 1,500 mark, we're going to start whittling away at it. We'll go to 300. That doesn't get us there either. And so we got to go to 200, and that's 1275. We can do better than that. And so what's maybe 250 look like? 250 is pretty close to that 1,500, that 1,532 range. Perfect, except for one big problem here. The interest rate of 3.5% is a distant memory at this point, because if we look at our mortgage rates right now, if you have a 740 credit score or above, you're going to qualify for the best rates. Loan amount of $300,000 or below puts you at an interest rate at right around 6.14%. We'll do some rounding there. And so if you could get, for $1,500, you could get a $250,000 house around this time last year. Let's look and see what it does to you right now. Again, we're going to have the PMI at 150 thereabouts. That is an average. PMI is usually measured per 100,000 borrowed, and so this will vary a little bit, but just to get some calculations going, we've still got the interest rate back in there at 6.13%, but 330 grand for that house purchase price is getting us to 2407, and that's way too much. So let's break this down, and we'll subtract 100 grand from it, and we'll go to 230. Interest rate all-in payment at 1733. That's still above that 1,500 we're trying to get at. So we've got to whittle away here. Let's go to 200, and that gets us right back to that 1,532. A little bit of luck on my side here. We're still putting that 10,000 down, just like we were in the other instance. But basically, what this is showing is that with the same monthly payment, because of interest rate, our purchasing power has gone from $250,000 to $200,000. This can be a point of contention because if you've noticed in your market, there probably are not a lot of $200,000 houses. And so people are going to be tempted right now to stretch their budget to get themselves into a house that, meets their needs. And I just want to offer this video as a little bit of a word of caution that you would not want to find yourself in a position where 40, 45, 50% of your household income take home pay is going to your mortgage, because this is a situation that you find yourself in called house poor. You have a really nice house and you have a really big payment, and you're not allowed to leave your house because you don't have any money to do anything else that's fun. Would hate to see you in a situation like that. And so if you are in the market to purchase a home and you have not run your numbers within the last 2 weeks, I implore you to run your numbers again, because they are different now than they were even 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. The numbers are changing based on the mortgage rate situation that we have right now. So I want to make sure that you're in this with your eyes wide open. Get in touch with a mortgage lender, get in touch with a real estate agent, get in touch with a mortgage broker, somebody who can help you run these numbers if you do not understand them yourself. You can do back of the napkin math like I'm doing here on Bankrate, but there's basically no downside to getting somebody in your corner in this world, just to make sure that you're not going to end up in a situation that you may come to regret later on. That's going to bring this episode of the show to a close. Hopefully you got something useful out of this. I know it was probably depressing, but bear with me. I'm not the maker of the news. I just report it. And hopefully you can still find yourself a house that's of some quality for you if you are in the market. Or if you are in the market to sell a home, I can help you do that. Get in touch with me in the comments down below or at indiedwell.com. Either way is good there. If you've got any ideas for future topics on the show, or you have any other real estate related questions that you want answered, leave me a comment about that down below. As always, you can subscribe to the show to be the first to know about new content each and every Wednesday. And you can hit the subscribe button or the notification bell. You'll be the first to know about the videos when they come out. Until next time, this is Anthony Drew Gary, host of The How To Show, signing off.